Hey, dear friends.
I'm just
Hello.
not seeing anything. It's black.
Oh,
Well, maybe this camera would work better. There we go.
hey, hello, dear friends. Welcome to Ellen J. Goods. This is the Basement Chronicles, week 19. Blows my mind that we are on week 19. But last week we promised you we were going to give a little bit of a shop tour. And then JR is going to be popping in with me, and we'll sit down and have a chat and talk to you about how we did this like crazy thing in the last almost 10 years. So let us know when you're there, and also please let us know if you've ever visited the shop. We would love to know. We are located in Medina, New York, which is a little town up in western New York, not too far from Lake Ontario, between Buffalo and Rochester. So naturally, we get a lot of customers that drive in from those areas, and they have kind of magically discovered us over all of these years through Instagram and through Facebook and now YouTube. So, do we have some folks watching?
Lots of friends here, yeah.
Hey, welcome, welcome, welcome. So, we are obviously we're on the handheld today. So we're gonna try to just show you around a little bit. And I'm wondering if we should show the outside first.
Love it.
Okay. It might be a little bit noisy, you guys, because
We're on Main Street.
we're on Main Street and the traffic goes by, but come and see. It's starting to rain too.
Finally, we've been waiting for rain.
This is our
This
this
is our
is
little
our
town.
little Main Street,
So cute.
and this is our Ellen J. Goods. Sit.
That's Mom.
That's
That's her shop. And right next door is where we were before. And that's where our retreat's going to be. That's Mom. For those of you coming to the retreat, that's Bent's, where some of you will be staying. And right around the corner is her house.
Chance is keeping an eye on you.
Yes, there's Chance.
All right, come on in. Megan, after you.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay.
And feel free to ask any questions that you may have as we go along. Yeah, this building is a full like 99 feet long, and when I think that I can't jam anything else in here, we somehow manage to
We
get
always
more
do.
stuff in here. But it is a very special place to us because of our history and the history of the building, which we'll talk about in just a minute. But also because we are really proud to have over the years really curated a very special and unique group of products for the shop. We have transitioned more into very, very unique vintage, antique, and market products. A lot of like handmade also, because of naturally the shift in being able to locate those kinds of items, the antique and vintage items any longer. So they're getting tougher and tougher to find. And where we used to specialize in big giant cabinets with 200 drawers, now
We have one.
we do. We have one drawer cabinet. Well, we have a few left, and we have some over in the barn too. So our goal is to get more of those special things back into the shop and continue to provide, gifts and the little accent pieces that are really special. Of course, you will definitely see my hand painted pieces here as well. Some of them are really flashy and artsy, and others are much more basic. You'll see a few of the things that we've done on the Basement Chronicles. Here's that beautiful farm table. And yes, we do ship. Even though all of our stuff is not on our website, you can always reach out to Megan and she will pull things and hold them for you. We do it all the time. We get screenshots, don't we? We'll
Yep.
get like little screenshots of when I post on Instagram or something like, do you still have this? And it's like this fuzzy, furry image of something. I'm
You
like,
do.
yes, we'll get it sent to you. No problem.
Okay, what do you want to show us, Mom?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, we just got a beautiful collection of antique oil paintings.
I'm sorry if you can't hear us as well as normal. We don't have our boom mic. We're just set up on our like on a little handheld stabilizer today.
Yeah, so you'll just have to boost the volume on your end and you may be able to hear us. I'll try to stay a little closer to Megan as well while I point out a few things. We have proudly been a retailer of Sugar Boo for many years, many years. And so you'll see some of their products sprinkled throughout as well.
You can tell me to stop or slow down or go back.
We also, oh my gosh, the years of JR and I scrounging around in barns and in remote places and bringing back wonderful, big, huge architectural pieces and salvage. And sadly, those things are just not as available any longer.
We're looking forward to having you, Laura.
Oh, Laura, I can't wait. It'll be great.
And this will all look different by then, too.
Sure it will. Yep. We do turn over. We are always looking for something fresh and new and different. Of course, you'll see the things that I love are typically what you're going to find here in the shop, and I do love our antique ironstone. So we have a nice variety of that here in the shop as well. And we've only gone 10 feet into the store.
And only on one side.
Yes, exactly.
There's our register.
Mm-hmm. That piece there came from Wisconsin, and just because of those wonderful, wonderful connections that you make over the years through social media. Actually, I count Lauren and her husband Doug as such great friends. We have met up at Elkhorn in Wisconsin, the antiques market. Many times we've shared with each other, and this was a piece that she found for us and held it in Wisconsin.
We don't have all our lights on, do we? Or it's just dark outside.
It's just dark, yeah. She held on to that piece up in Wisconsin, and then one day, after a couple of years, called me and said, "Hey, how would you like your big barn vent?" And she and her husband drove it from Wisconsin to us here in Western New York, and they stayed the night at our cottage, and it was so good. It was wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful people. All right.
These are little candles, aren't they cute?
They're adorable. This is a new product for us. I've actually longed for these for many years. I saw them in a shop in Michigan and finally became a retailer. But they're just the sweetest little candles, and every one of them smells wonderful.
They smell great together, even all of them.
Yeah, they do. They
and
really
when you're
do.
done, you can use it as a little bud vase or a shot glass, whatever mood strikes you.
That is correct. Okie dokie. Let's take a look. Here's another Basement Chronicles piece. That hasn't sold yet, but it will. It will. And then over here, we have another Basement Chronicles piece, the fireplace mantle. I love this area right here, right now. I really do love setting up these pretty little vignettes and creating special little places in the shop. And maybe you can take a peek over this way, Megan.
Just trying to move slow so I don't make anybody dizzy.
I know, we don't want to get you sick. Another thing that we have been known for over the years are the antique brass chandeliers. Boy, oh boy, have we rewired and sold so many of them over the years. Some of them are kind of local in the Western New York area, and some have gone on further away. But again, it's something I have in my home and in my cottage. We love them. They're just a classic, good vintage piece.
Jane just said, I just don't want to type in fear I'll miss something.
Oh, I know. I understand.
Hi, Lee.
Hey, Lee. Is that Lee P?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Good to see you, Lee. Whoops, let me move this little guy up and away. I was doing a little bit of rearranging, a little bit of housekeeping today because you know when like somebody comes to visit and you want it to look its best. And right now we're just kind of like, it's like an explosion in here. So I was trying really hard to just,
It brought me back to my childhood when we'd be about to have people over for dinner.
I know, right?
Like,
Quick,
hurry.
get the vacuum. Oops, this shouldn't be here. Let's put this up here. Anyway, but yeah, this is L&J Goods today.
Now, if we sold 3 pieces of furniture,
That
Mom
piece
would
of
go into
furniture-
another flurry, and it would be
Exactly. That piece
completely
of
different.
furniture right there sold this week. So
Which one?
This one here. This wonderful little old cabinet.
I love that cabinet.
It's a great cabinet. So one of the other really fun things that we love, and we're trying to share a little bit more of this here in the shop. Again, we love our Sugar Boo products so much. They're the best gifts. And those of you that have gotten our leather journals, we've been waiting a full year for those to be restocked.
And
A full year. We don't have them yet. But I do love, and if you do pop in, if you're local and pop in, this is something new we've gotten. And these are just these precious little dried flowers. And you can pick a frame and pop in a, choose a card with a saying, and then pop in a little dried flower. And what a great, great little gift.
darling.
Really sweet. A lot of very like vintage old smalls are over here. I mean, come on. Seriously, look at these.
I was just
These
looking at those the
are
other day.
tiny little tourist pieces from England. These are probably from the 1950s and 60s, but they're little souvenir pieces. They're all from England, and each of them represents a different village in England. We also, wait for Megan. This is also another great piece. JR and I actually really love finding old houses, folk art houses. And this is an example of one of them. And, oh, Megan's a terrible tickle. Again, you'll see lots of white pottery in here just because it happens to be what I love. Lots of fun things. Again, more of our architectural salvage. Hello, Danielle. Welcome. It's good to see you. We're good. Oh, maybe, you know what? Maybe Shirley right here. So I have a great story about the chandeliers, the great big ones. Maybe I'll have time to share that in a bit. But again, just being able to make a connection. I'm trying not to move real fast. Someone dropped these off, said, hey, they were from a nursing home, and said, do you want them? And we were like, yeah, I guess. So we had them in storage for a while, and before we bought this building, we ended up, oh, hello. Before we bought this building, the previous owner had actually purchased some of those chandeliers from us, and we ended up buying this building, and I said, but one thing has to stay, the chandeliers have to stay. And so
And where did he get those?
we got them from
That's right,
a
you got
nursing
them from,
home.
yeah.
Yeah. And then so JR, we spray painted them black, and they have just been a standard. Just one of those, like when you walk in and see them all in a row.
Yeah.
It's so cool. Yep.
And every once in a while, someone will ask me for a price, and I'm like, where would you put that?
Exactly. Oh, I get it. I think there isn't a week goes by. So
Yeah.
this is now that would look great in her house. Like not for
Where?
sale.
And
Not
where
for sale.
in your house? And what kind of house? Castle?
We just got in like a fresh batch of. I love these paper mache bowls. They are just so fun to paint
You know
and
what I was thinking?
what?
You could make a really cool garland with that.
Oh, sure you could. But these are great filler. Isn't that the
And
best summer
they're
look?
not a scent. It's not potpourri.
No, it's not scented.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, Amy's making lunch. What are you making? Salad, it looks like from your little emoji.
Nice. Oh, beautiful. A couple of really awesome. These came in that last collection of artwork. Oh my goodness. So pretty. So pretty.
I always love that Queen of the Nile.
We will always love her. We will always love her. Mm-hmm.
Those florals are really pretty.
Yeah. These are Real Touch, little bunches of Real Touch peonies, but they feel so good,
Yeah.
you know? I love these. They're so sweet. All right.
The hollyhocks we have up front are, people always think they're real.
Yes, they're beautiful. We do try to find really, really nice quality florals. I mean, granted, we're not a floral shop, but we do love some faux, but it has to be really good faux.
And you're not talking about the Asian food dish.
Faux, P-H-O?
Yeah.
No, I'm
Which
not.
is also delicious, and I only like that one. It's really good
Yes,
as well.
for sure. So again, you'll still see like interjections of the beautiful vintage and antique things that we love so much. We always try to keep a nice variety of that sort of thing in here. But truth be told, Alan J. Goods has evolved into so much more over the past few years. Especially if you're watching now, you're probably more accustomed to us being demonstrating tutorials and showing you how we create some decor and finished products. So that's a whole area of the business that has dramatically changed for us.
How I have not taken this home yet, I don't know.
I know. It's sweet, isn't it?
Stays
We
here
love
with
these.
me.
We always love these because I like to put them up on a bathroom wall, and they make perfect little places to put your skincare,
Just
your
so cute.
makeup, and yeah. All
It's
that.
this lighting, it's kind of hard to tell. It's just like the perfect pink,
Yeah.
which I love.
You'll see, we also have a very limited amount of like clothing items, and it's all like super like cozy casual, lots of linen and just fun t-shirts. It's the stuff that we would wear, and it's just cozy and comfortable. A lot of great aprons, and like market bags. Like, we get small batches of things when we love them, and when they're gone, right? We just don't continue to restock.
Was the daybed made from a baby bed?
Yes, that's an antique cast iron crib. We found that in the Detroit area, actually.
Wild that was ever safe for a baby.
I know, isn't that crazy? It's just crazy. Lovely, like, I always try to find like really fun and pretty aprons.
To ruin.
To ruin, exactly. Yeah, to ruin. We just got in these wonderful like crossback mulberry ones, and we just restocked these. These are ones that we also have had on our website. We have reordered these over and over again because they're a great apron. They have and you know what? An apron with a pocket and a crossback that just fits everybody. We love these.
Hey, Shannon.
Hi, Shannon. Okay, what else do we have here? Kind of a little industrial vibe going on. Some tables that, JR has finished. That is really, there we go.
Askew.
Askew, yep. Askew.
We have some funny mugs.
Lots of fun mugs.
It's one of my favorites.
I got to show you. This is my favorite thing right now. Favorite thing.
Coming at ya.
Okay. Like, and literally we just got these today. I don't have them on the website, but I think I'm going to put them on. These are really nice. These have come from England. They're beautiful textiles. They really are.
Yeah,
All
really
embroidered and heavy. They're just nice. But here's what I would do. Okay, take a look at this. Like this whole thing right here
That's great.
is such a great look. I mean, look how awesome that is.
Mm-hmm.
You can even throw a little side table up next to it, and man, you're good to go. What a great little tuck into a corner of a
nook of some
a
kind.
little nook. Yeah. Here's another, our very last card catalog.
Barb just said it's so fun to get a backstory. There may be other cute shops, but you don't get the story.
Oh, well, when JR is going to join us in a second, and we'll talk a little bit more about that backstory.
You got it, Leah. I'll hide one for you.
What's that?
The bee pillow.
The bee pillow. Okay. Does she want it with the insert or not? Because we have them both ways.
I'm gonna guess no, knowing Leah, that she'll probably take another pillow
Okay.
and put it. This is very Leah right here. This.
Oh yeah, it is. It sure is. Okay, let's shift back. I think after we built all of this, I think what we're going to be doing, we're going to add those narrower shelves here.
Okay.
But again, we're always in transition. We're always shifting. When somebody walks in and says, wow, I haven't been here in a few years, it looks really different.
I like when somebody's like, this looks totally different from last week. I said, that's why
Yeah.
you gotta keep coming in. You gotta stay on top of it. You
Exactly.
never know.
That's the idea. And I do tell people, we're not running a museum here. This is an
But we
actual
kind
business. So we're glad that things are always shifting and changing and looking different. Absolutely.
Yep, she just wants the cover. I knew it.
Okay. And we're always trying new things. We're trying and so we went to market for the very first time. That was a big deal for us.
Mm-hmm.
Did we get it all 100% right? Maybe not, and that's okay.
I think we did pretty good though.
I think we did pretty good, but again, we're very cautious about overbuying. We want to get something special and then move it along because we're always looking for something
we?
else special.
Do we still have any leather cuff bracelets? Deborah was wondering.
No, they're all gone. They're all gone,
Mom
Deborah.
handmade every one
I
of those.
handmade them, yeah, out of antique.
And we all know how she is with her nails now. She isn't going to be making leather cuff bracelets.
We could. There's a matter of time. Now, I've always said too, L&J Goods truly has the best candles anywhere. We are really fussy about our candles. For one, I am particularly sensitive to scents, and so they can't be overpowering. They have to be subtle but noticeable. We want soy. We want a clean, pretty look to them, and we just have the best. And we've introduced some. These are amazing. If you are a wax melt user, how about this cereal milk, Megan?
Yeah, very
It
good.
literally smells like Trix cereal in a good way. In a good way. But a lot of and we truly go through every sample scent that people send us and are like, no, yes. More end up in the no pile than in the yes pile.
We didn't show our Crocs up front.
We didn't, but again,
That's where I had
they're
my
so
coffee.
limited. They're very, very limited right now.
Look at this R-rated vase I found earlier.
Megan, it's beautiful, isn't it? It's a
very
gorgeous face. Look at, here's
voluptuous.
another special little vintage piece that I found. Look at that. Oh, that old seashell art. I love it.
There's the soap rocks, aren't they cool?
Hmm?
Those are my favorite smell in the shop.
And
I wasn't even sure about it when we first got it. And
I
now
know,
I'm
and now we
obsessed
love
with
them,
it.
and people love these soap rocks. They look like the rocks that are on the shores of Lake Ontario. We have these custom made for us with a custom scent, and they're actually really nice soaps too. And again, just a wall of smalls. There's vintage, there's antique, there's little pieces. There's just all of the special little things that we love. We put them all in one place. In the front window, JR has, he did the front window, the one side, and totally did it lake and nautical, but we do have a lot of, again, some of our favorite things that we look for definitely have the nautical vibe to them. Again, look at that outstanding architectural piece. This was found in Ohio. Look at how thick this is. We get excited when we find stuff like this. This was a panel from the door. Yeah. Did you get some of the soap rocks? Well, Danielle, I think that they have, I can tell you what scents are in here. Cedarwood, frankincense, orange, and rosemary. Again, I mean, I will like beat anybody down to get to a pile of these kinds of things, like pedestals. They're great for layering. They're wonderful. I showed kind of all of this. We love these. We have done just these special limited collections, and they've gone over so well. I haven't gotten any in a while, but oh my gosh, these are antique. These are antique English pots that have an added label to them. Look at the garden ones. Oh, they're so cute. So sweet. I mean, really. Georgia peach.
Adorable.
Yep, such good stuff. All right, then if we will shift back to, oh, you have to show this piece.
Oh no.
This is one that we found in the Catskills. It is a huge, like, folk art house. It is not a doll house. It is not a bird house. This was found in the Catskills, and it is actually an amateur woodworker that recreated probably his own family home.
It's so detailed.
It is
incredible.
so detailed. Isn't that amazing? Those are the special things that we love. And we have our revolving floral display here that always has something interesting and fun. I mean, look at these. How
Can you
cute are
believe
these?
this used to hold all of our Debbie's DIY?
It did. You're right. When we
Every product.
first started. Yes, it did. It did. Okay, then if we shift back in here, here's all of our decoupage papers.
No, it's not all of them.
No, but
this is all the Royce and JRB.
Right, yes. Recycled and JRV. JR built this incredible,
Ooh, we were really in it before this thing came along. This really
Oh my
made
gosh.
all the difference.
it made all the difference for us, and it made all the difference for our customers. It really did.
Well, and especially for this girl pulling your orders for Peters that I was
I know.
rifling through.
Yep, and then if we come to the back end of the store, this is all of our DIY area. And again, it's a little bit of a mess right now because we're not open and we're pulling orders.
And it's a
we're-
DIY area.
And it's a DIY area, so
We
you
actually
can-
work back here.
our Fusion Mineral Paint, we are always...
The papers, how well did the papers ship? I ship them every day.
Yep.
I haven't
Every
really
day.
had any complaints. So I would say good. Well,
They ship beautifully.
and they ship them to us.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
So
So
that's Fusion.
all of our Fusion, all of our Debbie's DIY, assorted paintbrushes, just all of the good stuff. Everything. Listen, you know what? This shop has, like I said, the things that we love. We're very careful to bring in things that we feel
Thank you, Jen.
passionate about and that we love ourselves. And I have always felt that way about our DIY supplies and products as well. I'm not going to sell something just to sell it. I sell it because I use it and I love it. And I have found it to be the best that there is.
Do you hear the floors creaking in this old
creaking,
building?
I know. And then back here, and again, lots of samples for people to look at. I think that's really important to be able to pull out something and show them, this is what fresco looks like. This is the use of an IOD mold. These are the colors of, and this is how the cottage colors feel when you paint them on something.
This is a transfer. This
This
is
is
an
a
inlay.
transfer. And guess what? In my drawers over here, if somebody comes in here, I am happy to, like, you've never done a transfer before? Let's show you how. You don't know how to use bonding agent? Let's pull out a sample board and I'm going to put a brush in your hand and I want to show you and have you actually do it yourself so you feel confident leaving here that you have practiced and have an understanding of how each of these products work. Now we're trying
all of our decoupage queen papers.
all the decoupage queen. Yep.
Okay, now I'm in a narrow little area, but I'm going to turn around carefully and show you. This is all the Monahans. Okay.
We love our Monahan papers. Monahan was our first venture into decoupage.
So, and that was, again, such a journey, because I used to be like, I cannot pull these papers all the time, and now I do. It's like nothing to me. I have like all of them memorized.
But we
I know where
coated the
everything
back
is.
of them, and so we're able to keep
But that's new.
inventory.
That new, like, we are really always evolving, because now we are pretty much a paper store. It turns out. Which we didn't see that happening for us, but Mom loves papers, and if she loves it, then people want them.
And I do. I love getting my hands into and making stuff, but and as we've introduced more,
Here's some
pent art products, and there again, you'll see samples of what does the moss paste look like. Here's what it looks like.
That's our mint papers.
Our Mint by Michelle. We have stencils. And all of our IOD is back here. We're running out of wall space.
Yes, we are.
So again, we're going to have to go back to the drawing board.
Okay, stamps. I know.
What's
Thank
that?
goodness we have a JR, though, to like redesign
Oh my
every
goodness.
time.
I just don't know how you guys that don't have a JR, I don't know how you do it. I really don't. Because truly,
Baker Nest.
our Baker Nest, Barn Quilt Patterns, hugely popular. But the fact that when we need to make a shift and adjust,
You can do it.
it's like he just comes in, he'll like literally sit and then like, oh, okay.
He just did it in my shipping area downstairs.
He did. Oh my gosh.
So
Megan
now
has a
he's-
beautiful shipping area.
Yeah. And he's rearranged that 3 different times. Now we keep paint upstairs and downstairs, and pent art upstairs and downstairs. So I don't have to carry it down.
Yep, we have 2 separate inventory chains going, but this is a mess, but this is where we work during the week. And
if it looked clean, it wouldn't be for real, because JR does mow the lawn and weed whack too.
Yeah.
And he does the laundry.
yes, he does.
He does.
Yes,
He's
he does.
Very, very good. But yeah, this is where we film. Also, this is where we eat lunch. This is also where we sometimes do inventory, place orders, answer emails, answer the phone. It's a very multi-purpose area.
Yeah,
so it's always in some state of disarray like this.
Yeah, and I think that there's going to be some changes happening here as well.
For sure. But I do promise you at least like 4 times a week. Well, at least 3 times when we film, that table gets cleared off and a fresh piece of paper.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we put things away. Doesn't it, Leah? I'm not lying.
It really does.
It really does happen.
Yeah. But this is where we hold workshops. I have not done a workshop locally in a little while.
No.
It's since spring.
It's just a tight quarters after a pandemic.
Yeah.
To get everybody around it.
Well, and with everything else going on, I've found such great joy in sharing our workshops online, which has been great.
It is really fun.
So let's pop up front and talk to JR a little bit. But boy, this building has come a long way, hasn't it? It really has. Hey, JR.
Yes.
JR's got the coolest office of anybody.
Do not.
Yes, you do. And he is a collector. Don't let him fool you. He is a collector.
And he also has a barn. So this isn't his only
And a
place
little
of
wood shop.
collections.
Hello,
And a
everyone.
wood shop. But that sign is a little clue to the story they're going to tell you.
Yes. Come on, honey.
I'm coming.
I have to back out so I don't make anybody dizzy.
Do we have two cute seats to sit in?
Oops.
You know what I was just wondering is where am I going to sit?
Here.
Right here.
I have a chair.
Hey, look. No,
I
right
would just
here.
think Mom would want me to be up a little bit higher.
It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter.
You want a stool?
This'll do. This'll do.
We're
That's
good.
Chance. If anybody doesn't know, that's Chance.
Chance can sit by that. Let's do it.
So here we are. We've got a few minutes yet. If you have not met my dear husband on camera, is it too low?
It's just so close. I can barely get both of you in, and I can't sit
Oh,
on
dear
my baby
me.
crib.
Do you want us to do that?
Yeah, maybe if you guys.
And
make
there's
that.
a stool. There's a metal stool.
A taller one.
Yeah.
I got it.
Thank you, JR. I don't
So,
think it's funny.
okay, so if any of you know me that are local or whatever, or have known me for a while, this has always kind of been my thing. I love making stuff. I have always loved making stuff. From the time that I was a little kid, I've loved making stuff. And I love to share. I mean, I had the privilege of growing up with a mom that was really, really super creative, and she would gather the ladies at the dining room table in our little tiny town, and they'd come over like every other week, and they'd craft something at the table, and I just loved that. I loved that whole community of creatives that would come together, and my mom would share how she would share with these women, and it ended up being not just about creating the folded Reader's Digest Christmas tree book. It became about, you know, talking about your kids and sharing different things that were going on in your life, and it was wonderful. So,
I wasn't there, so I couldn't tell you.
No. So
Sounds amazing.
in one way or another, I've always done things like this, and then I learned how to create a little bit of a business out of it. And for many years, I was a doll maker, and I created these beautiful, beautiful, big folk art dolls with giant corbel wings. And we went, I did shows all over.
I'm gonna see if I can set this up
Okay.
because I'm gonna have a coughing fit again.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
All right. And we, and so I did shows. And then when JR and I got married, lo and behold, it's like, oh, we kind of had the same vibe about like loving to make things and build things and create things and and it was like he and I together really kind of made a good team. And people ask all the time, like, how do you work together? I think, I really do. I feel like that has been a blessing that we maybe didn't count on. And we have had to, it's not always easy. It's not always easy. And over the years, we have certainly had our struggles, and we've had our differences of opinion. But I want to be honest with you, it has grown us, not only in our business, but in our relationship with each other, right? Because we've had to, right, honey? Because we have,
Yes, dear.
we have had to learn to compromise. There are times when JR does say no, and there are times that I have to give and he has to give. Would
All right,
you-
just tell us how you got in this building. How about we do that?
Really?
Yes.
Oh, all
She's-
right.
We want to hear
She's
it.
doing
Well, I just would like to hear that story.
Oh, okay. So, JR, tell
How
us about
was
this
the
building.
journey to this? No, the journey to this building.
Okay, so anyway, did shows. We started working together on furniture. What would you? How many years ago?
10, 12 years ago.
Oh, even more than that, because think about it. We commissioned furniture
Yeah.
to other shops. It's
Yeah.
been 15
What
years.
was your
15
first
years.
piece that you sold? Your first piece of furniture that you sold?
Our whole household when we moved from
Truly,
Medina to,
yeah, we
to
bought and
Lockport.
sold vintage. We did.
We sold everything.
Yeah. And it was like, this is cool. I don't have to always keep the same things forever
Right.
and ever. So that just kind of,
Well, it started when you found chalk paint,
mhm.
and in turn started one piece, then the next piece, then the next piece, and none of the next pieces were leaving. So
Yeah.
this is where I put my foot down. I said, okay, for every one that you bring in, one's got to go. And
That's
then
the rule I have with my kids and toys. It works.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it works. That's right.
Yes.
And it did. It worked. We found, we would sell, here, there, and everywhere. And then eventually took them and had them consigned, and did very well at that. Happy to have that opportunity to do it.
Well, it gave us confidence in
Oh, sure.
in what we were doing, I think. And so, but even before then, JR, like I would have little shows at my house. Remember those Christmas shows? Like I would send out an invitation, and people would come, and they would come to our house at Christmas time, and I'd have all the stuff that I had made the whole year, and
I remember you doing that with dolls. I don't remember,
It wasn't
but
with
you
furniture.
did have people. I do remember you doing that with people in the house.
yes, for sure. And then it transitioned into like consigning, and then it became, well, let's have a booth. that kind of.
I was gonna say
Oh.
vaguely. I don't really even remember.
Oh, we always
Oh.
call it the walk of shame.
The walk away.
Oh, that
What?
booth.
That booth lasted about 45 minutes.
It
Yes.
did. We were so excited. We were going to have our
It
own
was a
booth.
twinkle in your eye.
It was a twinkle in our eye, and this was many years ago, and we walked in, set up our booth, which I thought was,
I didn't get all the way set up even.
oh, it was
That's-
fabulous. And we were promptly escorted out because they didn't want just stuff that looked like
Junk.
it came from a garage sale.
I'll tell you what.
Which it did.
One thing we've learned: we ain't booth people.
Yeah.
We're not booth people. No.
We
No.
shut it. Two
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
We're two for
And
two
then,
on
of
booths.
course, we also had an invitation to share a space with
We're
another
not those people either.
another retailer, and I learned very quickly
Yeah.
that we have our own thing that
We're independent.
we are. We don't want to be. We have
You
our
wanna
own
compromise your
vision,
yeah.
and we don't want that compromised. And so that's how we ended up. Actually, we were in another space,
I
and
showed at the beginning of the, for those of you who have been here since the beginning of this episode, I showed the old L&J Goods, which is right next door. But before that, we were in sharing a space right down the street.
right.
Yeah.
And the
So
owners of the
walked.
building next door said, "You need to be in your own space," and they were gracious and generous and wonderful, and we put in a lot of hard work. And truly, I was at a place where you were self-employed, you had gone through some medical issues, you had sold the landscaping business, and I was working, like I was one of those, like I was working, and that was the paycheck that came in every other week, and the benefits and all of that, right?
I was your sugar daddy.
No, you weren't, not exactly.
The
Maybe
other
I
way
was
around.
yours.
Darn.
But
No.
but I knew that I wanted to do this. It was burning in me that I wanted to have a retail shop, and I was 52 years old. Yeah. And
Oh my gosh, that's only 11 years younger than me. That's kind of crazy.
yeah, and so I just thought it's got to happen. But JR, being who he is, said, we're not going into debt over this business, right?
Yes.
Well, JR has his own journey of having owned his own business, and that's all part of this story too. So
It
he's
is.
learned a lot from that.
Yes, and so we worked our butts off. I worked for a full year and a half,
Yep.
full time. I drove into the Buffalo area every day.
Well, you were living in Lockport.
Yep.
then.
And then came back here to Medina and painted and worked on that little shop next door and worked all weekend and worked hard. We worked hard,
Almost
JR.
8-hour weeks.
And
We
at first
worked
it was
hard.
just JR, like front of shop. We were open like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, was it? Or was it just
No,
Thursday,
We were
Friday?
we've always been open on Sundays.
It was Wednesday.
No, I'm just saying besides the weekend, because you couldn't be here during the week, and it was just
Right.
JR.
You're
who would
Wednesday,
open the
Thursday,
shop.
Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that on my own.
Yep.
Mhm.
And then I came in on the weekends.
Yeah.
Like within your first year there, I think I came in
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
weekends.
exactly. Yeah. And you know, and then Shirley popped in one day and was just like, "Listen, I know like you might need help and I'm willing to
She was a
volunteer
customer.
and to come in." She was a customer and
First.
she's been with us ever since. But anyway,
Thank goodness I only had to paint for like what a solid 4 months.
I don't
I
have
know,
to wax
I know.
anymore.
I know. Well, so I think the longing in our hearts was always to have our own building, if that was possible.
Mm-hmm.
And this building, JR, if maybe you can explain
How we, well,
how
I guess
where
going
we are now.
backwards, we bought the building in, 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Did either of you actually even dream that we would ever have our own building? Because I don't even think that was
No.
something we really discussed.
No,
It's just
I
that
didn't
this
want to
unique.
I didn't want to buy a building. One, at my age, I guess, I was very concerned about getting in debt in regards to a building or anything of that nature. But the only one I always said that I would be willing to consider is the one that we happen to be in, because I have history here. For our family owned it 17 years, and previously of buying this building, our family had a hardware business in town since 1929, and this was what I always call the annex. It was a secondary building that my father bought in 1970, and even at that point I helped rehab this building previously, front and inside, best I could. I was only a senior in high school at that.
So crazy.
So, and then, it got to the point, and as far as everything happened here, the hardware business kind of fizzled over the fact that local businesses started to carry more hardware, whether it be a drugstore, another hardware would come in, another one would go out. Home Depots, Lowe's, they all became very popular to be, and there's no way to compete. So.
How often do you see a family hardware business anymore?
Rarely.
Almost never.
Well, I don't want to say I don't pat myself on the back for predicting it, but you really don't. There's rare, and I
don't.
talked about this with someone yesterday, that I can only really name 2 locally that are really old-time hardware stores. One in Lockport and one in Newfane that I can think of. I'm not saying they're not more,
Yeah,
but
it's very rare.
it's very rare. And that's not nothing against Ace Hardware or True Value
Yeah.
or anything else like that. It's not the same. It's just not the same.
I'm just mean your situation was not unique for that time.
Oh no, not at all. No, not at all. Not at all. You either made the transition or you went out. And my heart was not 100% in the hardware business. I actually transitioned into a lawn business and hardware at the same time. And then hardware went out, and then I went into the lawn/landscaping business for 23 years.
JR was introduced to me as the plant man
The plant man.
yeah,
when
this
we
is the
first
plant
met.
man.
Yeah.
And
Who's mom on the phone?
The
The plant man.
yeah, the plant man. Yeah. Yeah. And the only reason she married me because she get her plants wholesale and big gardens in the backyard.
And employees to spread the mulch.
Yeah, exactly. Where are they now?
Yeah, seriously.
But you sold the buildings.
Sold
the
it.
2 buildings.
The 2 buildings
Yeah.
at basically the same time.
They used to be opened up. This
Oh, yeah,
this
right.
building
So this-
opened up into
JR can say
the
right
next
where, but
building.
If
there's.
you look way up top, you can see the crack just above the black.
Yep.
See where
Oh, yeah.
That's where the opening is. And I always tell people I can be in the other building in a matter of 45 minutes or less.
JR knows right how to bust through
And
that wall.
downstairs, I can do it in about probably 20 seconds by
I know,
putting
right?
my foot through the drywall.
But
So,
yeah, he closed them back off and sold the 2 buildings separately.
Mm-hmm.
This building went through several business transitions over the years, and
Yes,
then
it
a
did.
dear friend of ours purchased it and was going to put a little cafe here
But it was a pizzeria, like,
for years.
yeah. Like
Yeah.
it looked like a pizzeria in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we walked in when our friend bought it.
Yeah, and we one day just in conversation, he said, you should probably talk to his partner about, if you ever wanted to buy this building, you should probably talk to him about that. And I was like, what? What's going on? Because the owner, he was having his own medical issues, some significant medical issues that really put a halt to what he was doing in this building toward that cafe. And so, of course, I was like, JR, he said to talk to him about the building. And JR's like,
Here
right
we
away.
go again.
Here we go. He's like, I'm telling you right now, Lynn,
It needs too much work.
there's too much work. I'm not gonna.
There'll never
we're
be a
not
price
going
we can
into debt.
afford.
It's not going to be affordable. All of that stuff.
Well,
But you met with him.
I'll back off on too much work. They had done a lot of work.
They had done
And
a
some
lot
of it,
of work.
unfortunately, I kind of led him through certain parts of it to
Yes.
help out indirectly. Well, maybe we'll buy that building
Yeah.
and I'll pay it the way I want it. Not really, but I said, no. I ended up talking with Scott, and I don't know how much detail you want on it.
I would say very vague. That
Numbers. I
there
want
was a
numbers.
number that he
Right.
presented, and
Oh,
JR
no, but-
came home and said, "We can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to do it."
You were said it's worth it. The number he's giving you, you felt like it was worth it. It was just like not possible for you.
Well, yeah, it just goes back to the thing I did. Wasn't going to go heavily into debt
Yeah.
for something that we probably couldn't afford. Business was growing, but it had to grow even more to make the building a reality to
Right, and you're not
to
30
be what
years
we
old.
want it to be. Right.
Exactly. Yeah. We're.
I don't need to be rude.
Yeah.
Neither am I.
So I do remember, JR, that coming back and literally, like, this is the difference between he and I. And it's a good thing there's a balance of power here, because I was like, we will do anything. I will do anything.
Top
I will
dollar.
do anything to have that building. I want that building. We'll call your brother. We'll cash in all of the retirement we have. We'll do anything to get that building. And JR's like, we're not getting that building at that price.
It would
I'm
literally
telling
be
you.
over his dead body.
Yeah,
would've
seriously.
killed him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I just remember.
Well,
like,
I was hospitalized for 2 weeks after that. because-
but
No,
I
I'm
think
kidding.
for the next 2 days, and I think you wanted it too.
I
and,
knew we needed it as much
Yeah.
as anything.
And so I just remember you like tossing and turning at night and up and chicken scratching and calculating and the adding machine out and figuring and all of this and at
I only
the
did
end.
that in 15 minutes.
But it was heavy on your heart, and I know
Oh, for
you
sure.
wanted to see if somehow we could make it happen, but you wanted to be wise about it.
Mm-hmm.
And so he came up with a number and said, I'm going to meet with Scott again. This is my number. And Lynn, if it's not acceptable, then we're moving on. It won't happen. And of course I was, I was a
that
nervous
burden
wreck.
fell on me.
I was a nervous wreck. And they had a few meetings, and the beauty of this whole story is being in a small town. You know, we all went to the same high school.
Smallest town in the world, I always say.
We all know each other. We all had the same teachers, and JR's mom was an English teacher. And one of the owners had a very special connection with her.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I don't want to get real personal, but
Because of
because of that,
his heart opened up
She
to
showed
what-
a special interest in
Yeah.
him at a time of
into
need.
when he
At a
needed
low
somebody
point for him.
there
Yes.
at that time. So, and because of that, he wanted us to have the building. Obviously, not to give
And
it
he
to
remembered
us.
your family and
Right.
yeah.
And knew that we had been in it previously.
Yeah.
And
his
here's
mom
the
had been in here.
No,
Oh, sorry.
his mom had not been in
Oh.
here. His mom had been in our original
Original building.
Oh.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that business person bought that building or the business, and she eventually moved into this building.
Wow.
So, you know, I don't know what that's called, but it's
I don't
It's like
know,
so
but here's
crazy.
what it is. This building happened not just because of like my creativity and JR's like level-headedness about finances.
It's a God thing.
It truly became, Ellen J. Goods transitioned here and became what it is, I think, because of those community connections. I know it without a doubt. And the friendships and the bonds that are formed, not only
Generations back, even.
generations back, and those are things that have not been forgotten.
It's a perfect example of paying it forward.
It really is. And so we're so thankful to be here. And
And it's so cool to see your mom come here, who grew up here and raised her kids
I
here.
know.
And I always like to imagine what JR's parents would think of this.
yeah, it's kind of cool to explore the floors up above and find,
Little Scott and JR.
Scott and
written.
JR, and they're scrawling on the walls,
That
and
never got erased because it was in chalk.
Yeah.
Never got erased over
Yeah.
30 years.
So
Yeah.
crazy.
yeah, so
34
here we
years.
are, and honestly, it wasn't a building that would have ever been affordable to us had we purchased it when it was a storage place for the pizza people.
And honestly, if JR wasn't who he is and couldn't do the work here,
Exactly.
we couldn't have
Yeah.
afforded
We couldn't
to have
have done
somebody come in and do
It's
the work.
called sweat equity, and
Kismet, that's the word. Thank you.
yeah, and so that's our story, and we're sticking to it.
Well, we don't stick to anything. We're always constantly changing,
We
but
are.
that is the
Well-
journey to get here, and it's cool.
Transfers stick to things,
Yeah.
Transfers into that.
But I will say that for people in a business like this, it doesn't just come instantly. It is hard work. And it's something that you can't recreate. Like we couldn't recreate this that somebody else had done. We've been in so many wonderful shops across the country that I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I would love to have a shop like that." But it can never happen because this is born out of you and I.
This business couldn't even happen the same as it is in the building next door.
No.
No.
We've always thought, what if we ever had to move or do something else? And it would be a very, very hard transition.
Yes.
If there would be even a transition. So
Yeah.
Our timeline is so special for me too, because when I started working, Henry was still at home with me. I was a stay-at-home mom with 4 boys, and my littlest one was not yet in kindergarten, so I could only work on the weekends, and it gave me a reason to get dressed and come out and work. And then as this business grew and you could afford to pay me more, that's when Henry first went to pre-K.
Yeah.
So I'd have a few more hours to give. And then when he went to kindergarten, then we were more successful. We had a little more business so that now I work full time.
Yeah, it's incredible. And you guys,
And he's 10.
He's 10 years old. I know. And the thing is, it's like, and we'll wrap this up, but that's our journey, but we cannot like end this conversation without saying that we could not do this without those of you
Oh my gosh. Of
that
course.
support us and that have become part of our family and that show up and watch our lives and share our social media, and you order from us online from across the country, and that is a very meaneful.
well,
It's beyond like
we do this for ourselves in very, very small sense. We do it for all of them.
Well,
quite honestly.
everybody here is what makes it fun to do and makes it not feel like work at all.
Yeah, it's true. It's
Excuse
true.
me.
It's true. We love Ellen J. Goods. We love each other, and
Most of the time.
most of the time.
And please wrap this up by just letting us know who Ellen is.
Ellen is I am not Ellen. I am Lynn, and JR, and we wanted a name for this business that would transcend whatever we were doing, whether it was furniture, whether it was DIY, whether
Landscaping
treats.
again, or
whatever we decided to do.
Yeah.
Because we knew even then our business would transition and change as it needed to over time to be viable. And so JR said, how about like L for Lynn and J for JR, L and J. And I was like, oh, I don't like L and J. Like, and I was like, but wait, L and J. Ellen, like, Ellen J.
She's gonna take
Goods.
credit for it. When
I was gonna say
said
that's
that.
a very JR thing.
It really is.
I
But
don't like initial businesses
Yeah.
personally, but it's nothing wrong with it. I just
What about H&R Block?
they're in the old building.
We were sitting on the patio in Lockport, and that's when we said we got to come up with something. And sitting there, and I called it the cocktail name because we had just sat down to have after lunch or after dinner or whatever it was.
They're after breakfast cocktails.
And then you're right. Yeah, right
No.
after breakfast at dawn,
No.
having our mimosas. And
Yes.
No.
Kidding. No, and I said we have to come up with something. And L&J, when I blurted out L&J, but then I had nothing else to go with it. And then you spouted out goods.
Yeah.
And it came out L&J goods. And then we shut up. We didn't say a word after that.
And
That's
guess
the
what?
name.
We're the only ones out there.
And I'm
Makes it
still
easy to find.
hoping for an extension to our business, L&J Goodies.
Oh.
Someday.
All right, you guys, thank you again.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much for allowing us to show you around and share a little bit of our story. And we will be live on Friday starting Christmas in July.
Oh my goodness.
Every Monday and Friday over on Facebook, we're going to be going live and sharing a Christmas project with you guys. Free of charge. You don't have to pay for it. Just show up and see what we've got up our sleeves for this holiday season.
Bring the holiday spirit, please.
Absolutely.
Bring some Christmas cheer.
Will we at this point be all decked out? And no, absolutely not. But we're going to show you some really special things and some new things that I don't think you'll want to miss. So.
Okay, my arms aren't used to holding this anymore. Gotta
Okay,
go.
bye guys. Have a wonderful day.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Love you.